I was also, before I finished the book, I was also doing this for suicide awareness training for the military. So there was, and that was actually what really inspired me to write the book. Was that, and I want to say this was 2024, late 2024, early 2025. I put this. It wasn't a book yet, and I hadn't written anything down, but I put it in a PowerPoint to where I gave those initial three stories, and then ways I got myself out of it. I ended up submitting that for training to do with my coworkers, my fellow career counselors. That's what I later transitioned to. It ended up getting turned around because it wasn't what they were looking for at the time. So I'm like, okay, I want to tell this story. So now I'm going to go write a book. So I ended up making the book. And then right when I was getting ready to lock in the manuscript and publish the book, I re looked at the PowerPoint. I brought it to my sergeant major at the time because he wanted me to do some NCO PD training to train the NCOs. And so originally I was like, okay, maybe I'll just do some like easy training or something like that. But I'm like, I ended up redoing the original PowerPoint, sent it to him. I'm like, can I do this? And he's like, sure, I'll let you do it. And then that training ended up getting canceled because it was only for like 20 or 30 people. And he's like, I'm going to have you do suicide awareness training, not for the NCOs. I want you to do it for the entire battalion now. So the first time I got to present it was actually in front of about 200 or 300 people. And that was before the book came out itself. And the initial thing I heard when I got done with doing that speaking was that they're like, it was very courageous because they're like, not many people would actually want to sit down and tell that story. And then the other part was they're like, hey, thank you for telling the story because I've also gone through similar circumstances. And so what that showed me, and I ended up adding it to the book before we locked it in, was that it was a story people want to hear. It's just no one wants to be the first one to actually sit down and tell the story itself.
Who wants to talk about their? You often see people talk about the success in their lives. They don't really share the failures and struggles, So that takes courage to do it, in my opinion.